Good evening, everybody. Uh, so let's begin. We are heading to yes. So yeah, sorry. Good evening, everybody. So we are heading to our 225th Insta Live series, and today we'll be having Ayushi Garg with us. So I'll be getting Ayushi with us right now.
Hi,
Hello, Ayushi. How are you?
I'm good. Am I audible?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. Hello, everyone who's joining in.
Hello, hello, Yamini. Yamini says hello,
Hi,
and
Yamini.
so let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Rishi Sonwal, a student of TMI 18th batch. So here I am live with Ayushi Garg, who is an excellent wedding planner and co-founder of Kisses by Candlelight. So this will be the 225th Insta Live series. So Ayushi, quickly please introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, everyone. As Rishi mentioned, my name is Ayushi, and I run a company called Kisses by Candlelight. That's my main company. I also run another company called Kisses by the Dozen, and we've recently launched a property of our own called Farigami. So, those are the three things that we essentially work on. If you guys want to know more about what each of these brands does, you can definitely follow us on Instagram. I know that's me just asking you guys to follow us on Instagram, but yeah, that's what essentially what I do.
Excellent. Uh, so, Ayushi, could you tell me more about how did you get into this business? How you came up with the idea, and how
Sure.
was your journey? Yeah.
Of course. So I think I always had a bit of interest in, the field of events, the creativity behind it, the
Right.
system behind it, and very, very long ago, almost I think over a decade ago, is when I came across an ad for TMI, and that's when I actually decided to enroll myself, become a part of the institute, and that was my introduction to this life. At that time, I was still studying, and I learned a lot. I learned the basics. I learned the back end. I learned, what it's like to actually be in the field when something is happening. And, that's where my journey actually began. After that, I worked. I worked for Zero In. And post that, I started this company on my own along with my business partner, Nadeem. And in fact, we did not start off as wedding planners. That happened purely by chance. We started off as an experience gifting company. So we would curate experiences for couples, we would curate experiences for special occasions. And from there, it just evolved into becoming a wedding planning company. And that's what we do now mainly. Yeah.
Right. So, Ayushi, please tell us how did the institute help you mold your career?
I think the institute had, I would give more than 95% credit of my career to the institute for sure. In fact, even today, I name my Excel sheets the way I learned how to do it back then. Of course, that had a lot to do with the institute, the people who were running it, the people I interacted with. But for me, then when I joined the institute, it opened up a whole new world of opportunities because back then there wasn't so much of a concept of event management. That is when the transition from being a tent wala to actually being known as an event manager was happening. Also, events had like a really bad reputation. It was something that you didn't want your children to be associated with. So when I actually stepped into this world, I realized that there is so much, so much, so much there that people don't see. When we see an award ceremony or even a small birthday party, we just go in there as guests, we enjoy everything and we leave. But we don't understand what goes into the back end. And when I joined the institute, that's when I learned what all goes into the back end, and I realized that's what I really enjoy. So I think everything that I learned at the institute, be it the classes, which were obviously very, very interesting, it wasn't just book knowledge. There was so much of practical knowledge that we received that it wasn't a shocker when we actually made the transition from being a student to being an event manager. It literally
Right.
felt like the entire course was just us being event managers in training rather than, being students. So I think the institute had a very, very big hand in where we are today. A lot of the discipline that we have also comes in from there because while one might think that just because it's an institute of something that is so much fun and so not book knowledge, you'd think that there are no rules or you can just get away with not submitting projects and not participating enough. But I think it was so well structured that it also built discipline in us, which is something that's very, very valuable to me as a wedding planner today. So yeah, definitely, I think it was one of the best decisions I personally made to join the institute back then. It was a good decision.
Thank you. So, you must have done, like, before you started your career as a wedding planner, you must have done a lot of events, as you said. So, could you share us a particular event that you never forgot or that was very exciting for you?
Um, Never forgot or was exciting are two different things for
I
me.
mean, yeah, it was
Uh,
so exciting. Yeah.
yeah, so one of the first events that I did as an event manager by myself was for a launch of a company which is no longer present in Bangalore. It was called Fresh At, and we were running a road show. This was my first ever road show. This was my first project that I was heading and handling. And I remember there was some problem with the creatives of the canter that we were running, and the Karnataka Vedike people came and actually, they completely ambushed one of our canters and they destroyed it. And I didn't know what to do. I started crying because it was my first event. I was so shocked. I called my boss and I was crying and weeping, and I was like, oh my god, they're setting fire to the canter. And then after that, I mean, he told me, you cannot cry. That is like rule number one. You cannot cry. That's not going to solve anything. And, post that in all of these years, there have been incidences where, we did a really big wedding, one of our biggest weddings for a very prominent client in Bangalore, and it was a washout. Even though we had planned for the rain and everything, it was a washout. And we fed dinner to Nandan Nilakani while he was sitting on the steps. And I was like, okay, I will not cry. Whatever happens, I will not stand here and cry because I've been taught that you don't cry. So you go backstage, you cry backstage, you scream backstage, but you don't cry in front of people. So that was something I'll always remember from one of my first events. But I think more than that, it's been a whole lot of great experiences because every event's different. I don't remember repeating themes. I don't remember, anyone from the team ever saying that, no, this you cannot pitch this idea. And I think that's always made for great, memorable events, be it big events, small events. So we've done really tiny events. We've done huge events. And in my previous company, with the institute, I've been a part of a whole bunch of events as well, where we've gone and worked for other, event managers. And I think all of them have been great memories. So it's be difficult to pinpoint a particular single one.
Right.
But the Canto one definitely stays in my mind. I mean, that's something I'll never forget.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, so as you know, the pandemic has hit us very hard, and so
Yeah.
people are coping up. The event industry has remarkably coped up, and they're the thing is like they didn't stop. So now the online events are the thing going on right now. So what are your take on online events right now? 'Cause-
See, I mean, definitely the event industry has been hit terribly badly. We all know that. And it's something that I think all of us have come to terms with because we've had that kind of time to come to terms with it as well. it's great to see how people are adapting to it. I mean, it's there've been so many things that have come up in the recent past, which were not a priority for people maybe pre-pandemic. A very simple example is Farigami. What I was talking to you about is a
Right.
property that we started this year in March, and till the pandemic, we were actually very scared. I was actually very scared to do a public event. Never done it before. Have always done event where there's a contract, there's an event date, you're done, you get paid. But this was a public event, and I know that there are a lot of event companies who own properties like this. And that's when we decided, okay, we're going to do this, and that was us adapting and evolving. And I think a lot of event companies have gone the online route, and it's worked for them, which is absolutely brilliant, because now it just opens up another avenue of income once the world goes back to the new normal. Something we haven't been able to adapt to for sure. I mean, online is not something that we do, but we've been focusing more on the property and also our other business, which is gifts, which is also an extension of our wedding planning business. Because since the weddings that are happening are much smaller, much more intimate, uh, people are tilting more towards making it all the more customized, all the more special for the closest friends and family that are coming in, and that's where we're focusing, and that's where our niche is at this point in time. But I think everyone adapting it's been phenomenal. The adaptations I've seen in the event industry in the last few months, it's been really great. Yeah.
So yeah. So online events. Speaking of which, we the students of TMI of 18 batch, we came up with this hybrid event called EM Pulse, which stands for Event Management Pulse. So basically, it has a lot of competitions, but the main ones are Market Mayhem for the marketing experience, and the most exciting one is Life is a Son of a Pitch, which is
I love
exactly
that
like
name. I think it's really cool, by
right.
the way. It's a very
So yeah,
catchy name.
so it's exactly like you have to pitch your event ideas, and there will be a panel of judges where you would be pitching your ideas, and maybe if they like the idea, they will be helping you to make it into reality. So,
Awesome. Yeah.
so regarding this, why do you think that students or the upcoming event managers who aspires to be an event managers in the future should actually participate in this event?
Rishi, something that I really, really strongly believe is that you can have an awesome product, you can have the best business in the world, you can be giving it at phenomenal rates, but if you don't have a great marketing person, you're doomed for failure. And at the same time, you can have the shittiest product, you can be charging a great price, but if you have a marketing person who can sell your product, I think you're set. And most people think that when they are an event manager, it's about the logistics, it's about the operations, it's about putting things in place, which it is. I'm not saying that those are not equally important, but you're not going to have any of that if you don't actually go out there and market yourself. And not enough importance is placed on marketing, developing your marketing skills in our country. There's a very thin line between marketing and sales. So usually you'll end up being a salesperson, but you don't really understand the nuances of marketing. So when I actually was going through the information about EM Pulse, I was quite happy to see that you are pushing, the entire event is pushing for people to recognize their marketing skills, to up their marketing skills, because in today's day and age, if you don't stand out, you get lost in the crowd.
Right.
And I think this is really great because the aspiring event managers are going to actually get a chance to put those skills to use. They are also going to figure out if marketing is their niche or not, and sometimes you might just surprise yourself and realize that you're a great marketing person but just never explored it. So that's something I really, really liked about EM Pulse. And of course, the entire concept itself is really great because, with events being on hold right now, students don't really have an opportunity to come and understand what this industry entails. Like I said, you're only looking at it from the outside, but this at least gives you an opportunity to take two steps inside and understand what goes into a great event, how you can actually plan it, and whether you really enjoy being an event manager or not. Because unless you enjoy being an event manager, you're never going to be an event manager. You're going to study it and then you're going to open a restaurant, or something like that. But you're not going to be an event manager. So I think it's a great concept. I'd definitely love to be a part of it, and you know, I think this is something that should be done year on year, even if the world does go back to having events and having an opportunity for students to experience live events. I think something like this would really help them up their game.
Thank you. So you being an event manager, you must be having a lot of experience on how the event market or how the industry grows or how the industry works. So there would be many aspiring upcoming event managers that would want to know like in-depth knowledge of how the industry runs. So do you have any piece of advice? I
Um,
myself would be yeah.
See, I don't know piece of advice per se. I don't know if I'm really experienced enough to give advice, but one thing that I have realized after being in the industry for this long is that there's enough work for everybody. It's not that there is a limited piece of pastry and we're all fighting for that. It doesn't come down to that, only because event management is such a vast line. It's such a big field that you can't even you can't say I'm an event manager and therefore I only do this, right? Or for example, till 2 years ago, there was no concept of live events, right? Which
Right.
I mean, of online events, right? Which means that every single person who's now specialized in online events has actually created a niche for themselves, right?
Right.
And similarly, on a daily basis, I think events are evolving. People are doing newer things, and because of that, what you're doing today might be very different from what you might be doing 5 years from now. When we started as an experience gifting company, people did not understand what experience gifting was, right? And we evolved. We decided to become wedding planners, and today, experience gifting is a new line. It's something, setting up date nights for couples is the in thing, right? So again, 5 years ago, nobody was spending money on having an outsider come in and set up your date night, but today
Right.
people are doing that. So I think the advice that I could give based on this is, like, if you want to be an event manager, you got to evolve. You got to be open to what comes your way. Excuse me for 1 second, please.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, you got to be open to what comes your way, and if you decide to have a niche that you want to work in, then you have to be willing to put in the work. That's something that I would definitely say.
Right.
And there is
So
no 9 to 5. So you can't expect a 9 to 5 job if you're an event manager. So,
exactly.
yeah.
So so apart from event management, I mean, before you started your career, do you had any particular passion or you had any hobbies that you would wanted to do, if not as an event manager?
Um, I always wanted to do something creative. I was
Right.
quite clear on that. I did not want a 9 to 5 job. I did not want to be an engineer. I did not want a desk job. So that was something I was very clear on. Um, just a second.
Sure, sure.
So sorry about that, Rishi. Yeah.
It's okay.
So I was very clear that I didn't want a 9 to 5 job, but there was nothing particular that I was tilting towards. I think I also chose this as my career path very early on in life. I think I was 18 when I decided to become an event manager. So there weren't too many things that I was looking at. But yeah, if I wasn't an event manager, I think I'd want to be in advertising, which is
Right.
a close cousin of event management. But yeah, I think that's where I'd want to be. Yeah.
Right. So is there any piece? I mean, so we the 18 batch, so we came up with this idea, and we are currently working on it. So how do you think that this idea, this event, how do you think it is? I mean, on your point of view, how do you think whole ideation process is?
For EM Pulse, you're
EM
asking
Pulse,
about
right?
EM Pulse?
Yeah. Yes.
I think it's a great idea. I think the fact that you all are thinking of, how to take even the current situation under your wing and still try and do something different, I think it's really commendable that you guys are doing that.
Thank you.
And not letting the situation pull you all down and say, okay, you know what, it's a bad year, we can't do anything about it. I think it's really great that you all are putting in that effort. I think it's going to go off really great because, like I said, the events sound really interesting. And now it's all on y'all how you're going to execute it. I mean, that's equally
Right.
important. I'm sure you guys will do a great job. You've got a great team that's supporting you as well. And I think it'll go off really well, yeah.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. So before we end, do you have anything you would want to share with the audiences?
Um, Firstly, definitely, I'd like to thank you guys, you and Arvind sir, and definitely the entire team at Team I for having me here. It's been great to share my two bits. It's also been great to reminisce and think about all of the times that I've had at the institute. I hope you guys are having a ball of a time because I surely did, and I hope you guys are learning as much as I did
Right.
as well. Um, I'd like to end by saying that, this has been a terrible year for events. It's been a terrible year for event management.
Right.
But don't base your life decisions on this year. Okay,
Right.
don't decide not to pursue a career in events or not choose this line because of how bad this year has been, because I'm pretty sure next year is going to rock. Everything's going to open with a vengeance. People are going to come out there and want to do things, be it weddings, be it concerts, be it parties, be it road shows, anything. So, please don't base your decision to become or not become an event manager solely on this year. I think that's something I definitely want to say. And apart from that, what I'd also want to say is that, being a wedding planner is something that is a lot of fun. If any of you are considering becoming wedding planners, it's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of pressure. It's not as glamorous as they show it in the movies. So, it's not a band baja barat. You're not going to wear a ghagra at the end of your event and come out and dance with your client. You might in maybe 1 out of 10 weddings, but in 9 out of 10 weddings, you're not going to go and be able to even change your clothes and look presentable during the event. So if you're looking at, just being the glamour and, just enjoying the glamour part of events, then you're on the wrong side of the line. Then you need to become a celebrity, you need to become an artist. You cannot be an event manager. If you're willing to put in the hard work, if you're willing to put in the sweat, if you're willing to stay hungry and sleepless, and if you're going to enjoy doing all of that just for the high of satisfaction at the end of an event when the client comes and tells you it was flawless and you really enjoy that, then you're an event manager. So I
Right.
think that's something that I'd like to say.
Agreed. Agreed. So yeah. Ayushi, what's your take on the next year, like 2022? How do you think it's going to be for you?
Um, I, for me personally,
Yeah.
I hope it's going to be
Personally.
great. um, but yeah, I mean, when 2020 happened, we were all very excited about 2021. We said it's going to be the year that everything's going to go back to normal.
Right.
I think we're all approaching 2022 with a little more caution and maybe a little less optimism at this point in time. But personally, I think it is going to make us evolve some more. We're going to have to maybe figure out a couple of new ways, new streams of income. We're going to have to understand the client's mindset all over again, because I think in the last 10 odd years that I've been a wedding planner, understanding the client's mindset has become inbuilt. It's been easy because you've dealt with that many clients, but that's changing now. The way clients
Right.
are looking at a wedding is changing. So as a planner, you have to also evolve. So I think 2022 is going to be interesting for sure. It's going to bring its own set of challenges. But I really think that it's going to be a great year for all event managers because a lot of stuff's going to happen. So,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I think it's going to be good.
So thank you, Ayushi. Thank you for being with us. It's been
My
a
pleasure.
pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. And I hope to see you guys soon for Impulse.
Sure, sure.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye, everybody.